Hey, listeners, Ginger here. I just wanted to make a quick announcement and say a quick thank you. With everybody's support, I was able to get affiliated with a company called King's Coast Coffee. King's Coast is a New York based coffee shop, and they produce their own, or they roast their own beans, and then they package them up and they ship them out to people all over the US and Canada. You can also go into the King's Coast shop and get your own cup of coffee. They've partnered with me as an affiliate, and if you go to King's Coast Coffee's website and use code GINGER, you get 10% off your coffee order. They have everything from cold brews to espressos and regular coffee. It's delicious. People in the community over on my Twitch channel actively drink King's Coast, and I've had King's Coast. I love it, and I'm going to be drinking King's Coast like crazy from here on out. So if you would do me a favor, there's going to be a link in the description for King's Coast. It's my affiliate link, but also use code GINGER for 10% off your coffee order. Supporting King's Coast supports me, and it really is super cool, and I'm super excited for this. So get caffeinated, and thanks a bunch. Enjoy the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GingerTalks podcast, season 3. Holy shit. Joining me, as always, can't shake this fella, Druid Knowledge, Druid Buddy. So happy to be back. How the fuck are you?
There we go. It is orgasmic to be back, to put it mildly. Orgasmic, darling. Absolutely fantastic. My loins are exploding like Vesuvius on Pompeii right now.
Listen,
at the thought of returning.
I'm trying to take a drink of coffee. You're fucking killing me here.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it. I hope it's King's Roast coffee.
It is, in fact, King's Coast Coffee.
I actually said their name wrong, so I'm sorry to everyone at King's Coast. King's Roast, that's something very different. That's if you look through my internet search history, you'll find King's Roast. But yes, season 3. It feels like but a dream, season 2. And here we're back.
I know.
Followers of that season will remember it was scorchingly hot. During the whole kind of maybe last half of the episodes.
Yeah.
Well, we're recording a little bit earlier today, and it's 12 o'clock your time, 12 noon, and it's 6:20 my time.
Mm-hmm.
The sun is still fucking blaring, and I'll have you know, I was in my car earlier listening to the radio, and the news came on, and they said we are experiencing a drought in the UK. 3 out of 4 locations in the UK will be limiting drinking water.
Oh, God.
Due to the extent of the drought. So, in the spirit of not using tap water, hydrating myself, and being someone like approaching middle-aged white guy who does a podcast, I know, breaking the mold there. Thanks, Mum. I thought I'm going to start season 3 the way any good season of a podcast or any good episode of a podcast should start. In fact, with a fucking White Claw. Here we go.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Are you fucking drinking a White Claw?
It's out there. Yes.
Are you actually?
Yep. I bought a White Claw especially for the occasion. Just let that drink in for a bit.
Oh,
this thing.
what flavor?
Oh.
Mango?
It's strawberry.
Strawberry. Oh, I love strawberry.
Oh my god, it's like, this is what I'm saying. We're going through a drought, and we're not allowed to fucking drink water. I mean, this is basically me hydrating myself right now.
It is fizzy, spicy water. Spicy meaning alcoholic, very lightly alcoholic. Fizzy water. That is all White Claw is. That's why I drink so much of it on the weekends. Because come the fuck on.
Honest to God, fuck, here we go. Yeah, I've taken my first sip.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, yep. Okay. That's it. That's I'm so glad that went down well, because I've been planning that all day since I went to the store this morning.
Dude, I love it so much.
I was like, and I heard the can opening through my headphones. I was like, here we go. It's fucking success.
Oh, I love it.
Oh.
Well,
and I usually give so much away in the preamble before we start recording.
Dude,
and
I had
the whole
no
time
idea.
I was trying so hard to not tell you I've got a White Claw right now.
That fucking blindsided me in the best way possible.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. Yeah, you're drinking a White Claw and I'm slugging down coffee. Which
but it would be problematic if you had a White Claw right now.
Well, it's afternoon on a Saturday. I mean,
yeah. When you put it like that,
I've been up for a few hours at least. That's fine.
It's basically water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you mentioned the preamble. You were talking about your thin slice of melon, and I have actually. I think this time it's gonna stick. I'm gonna do my damnedest to make it stick. There's been a change to my diet, and
oh my goodness.
last week or so, I've been eating on a healthier path. I'm hungry. Let me just cut up an entire cucumber and put a little bit of salt on it, and hello lunch. Like, I'm eating fruit for breakfast. Like, I'm listeners of the podcast will remember a point in time where my breakfast was an energy drink and a cigarette.
Yes, yeah. And look how far we've come. And I'm so proud of you. And it feels like you're eating a sandworm from the movie Dune every time you're eating a salty cucumber.
Oh no, I fucking love just a lightly salted slice of cucumber. Oh,
this is the thin slice of melon of season 3, by the way.
I fucking hope
lightly
so.
Salt. This is what made me Hannibal Lecter last time is the thin slice of melon, and this time it's like my little salty cucumber in the morning glories. Yeah.
Well, that's because, so for audio listeners of the podcast, you guys know that I talk about myself being a larger woman. I am a fairly tall woman, and I'm a broad woman. I also have thick thighs that save lives.
Oh my god, girl.
I am not a small in stature female, and I was talking to someone who's known me for years and years and years. Over a decade at this point. And she's like, I've always been heavier than you. And I'm like, you started losing weight. I didn't.
Yeah.
And I thought back to, because I'm getting ready to go on a trip in a couple weeks. And I went on the same trip last year. And I was thinking back to I'm the same size that I was. I'm admittedly healthier because I quit smoking, but like like so in this break in time of the podcast, I am drinking coffee, not energy drinks or pop, and
Yeah.
I'm
Which, by the
fucking
way,
eating
your body
healthier.
thanks you. My God.
Yeah.
Those things are just. I believe I've said this before on the podcast. I think pop and energy drinks are the spawn of fucking Satan.
So I
And this is
it
coming from a guy that just ate a whole Papa John's pizza earlier and is ran out of toilet paper to prove it.
well, I mean, it is Papa John's. uh,
Yeah, you know when it arrives, you're like, "What have I done?"
right. Things will never be the same.
Uh,
But I so like the certain like powdered energy drinks, those tend to be healthier than like your Monsters and Red Bulls cuz they the majority of them use like better stuff, but it's still all fucking bad for you. I would rather drink a cup of coffee and pop a B12 and then fucking go about my day.
yeah, exactly. And you might think these powdered energy drink fucking companies are on your side, guys listening at home. They are not. They're targeting you, the gamer, a
Mhm.
demographic which, let's be honest, isn't known for having the greatest attention span. Are you sure? Maybe you should just do. If you can get that shit powdered, maybe as well. You should just get some cocaine.
Right? Well, and
Fuck it.
here's the thing too is so many of these fucking so I'm a this is veering hard into a really weird area, but most energy drink companies, especially like gamer energy drinks, will claim like, "Oh, it also helps protect your eyes from the blue lights of your monitors and it makes your finger response time faster."
Oh my god.
And I'm
No.
like, "No, bro, that's a crock of shit. You're trying to blow smoke up my ass, and I'm sorry. I did not consent to that. Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. Also, it'd be like people were wary about a vaccine. I'd be more wary that there's fucking nanomachines in my gamer fuel.
Right.
Coming in protected. Eyes protected.
Well, cuz here's the thing. I'm going to just say it. I'm going to get it out there. The blue light from your computer screens do not affect your skin. They barely have an effect on your eyes. They maybe make your eyes a little tired, but it doesn't really fucking affect you unless you have a true blue sensitivity and making your fingers move faster. That's called meth.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is probably better for you than some of this shit, right? And
Yeah.
what was it I saw? They deify this shit now. Like, by the way, this just sounds like the most disgusting concoction that I can think of. These TikTok recipe videos where
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
filmed from above and it's like tasty. And I saw one today where they made pancakes out of like fucking guava monster energy drink. And I was thinking, like,
Oh.
who is the if you are the market for this, please write in and tell us were you dropped on your head as a child? And if you were, I'm really sorry. But, fuck me, man. Energy drink pancakes.
Dude, I
It's
I
a hard
couldn't.
no.
Yeah. I will do like I have purchased and drank gamer energy drinks, and I've found ones that don't make me groggy, or I actually don't feel like shit after they've worn off, which is
Mhm.
great. But I also know that a cup of coffee or and like a couple pieces of fruit in the morning and then water the rest of the day, I don't have to worry about it. And I sleep for more than 5 fucking hours in a night.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But
Yeah, trust me, fucking hell. A good night's
but
sleep's better for your skin and eyes than anything that they're
oh
peddling to you. Right?
yeah, dude,
And this is
I
coming from a guy drinking a White Claw, by the way.
listen,
Take it with a pinch of salt.
listen. You're just getting in with what all the white girls know.
I'm on spring break, sue me.
I'm in South Padre on spring break.
White Claw! White Claw!
Oh, fuck. But no,
Yeah,
you're actually, at time of recording, you're on summer vacay from work.
I am. Yeah, which is why we're recording now.
Yes.
Because this availability, it comes once in a blue moon, and it's good to seize the day. Get a bit carpe diem on that shit. Feel fresh as a daisy,
Yeah.
I must say.
I was.
Which is in stark contrast to sometimes you'll hear me at the end of those episodes. I ain't looking too fresh.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we've been chatting off and on the last couple of weeks, and like I woke up today. Our conversations like at this point in the day are always, just like this, very chill. We laugh, we joke, whatever. We get a little crazy, and then it's whatever. I woke up at fucking 8:30 this morning in a blind panic that it was 1 p.m. and you had been waiting for me. Like my
Yeah,
my lizard brain just freaked out.
yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I've been there. I think that happened to me the actual time I fell asleep for scheduled recording, so don't worry. At least you've not had to live that experience.
Thank God. But like
Yeah. And
you
I wanted to send out an apology to Adzi again for doing that. Thank you for being so patient. She was a real champ.
Yeah, she definitely is. Well, but you also have the innate ability to take a nap. I don't.
Uh,
I'm
yeah, it's something I've had to learn. I won't lie to you. Staying up and doing podcasts late into the night really
well,
helped develop my napping skills. Now it gets to about 3 p.m. and my body goes into shock thinking that I've been podcasting till 6 in the morning. Every fucking day.
you realize the little twinges of guilt that run through me for that, right?
Yeah, well, look, I knew what I was going into. I'm a big boy. Yeah,
uh, dude,
I'm a
so
big boy.
get this shit. So I'm getting ready to go on these trips. A little over 2 weeks off of work. And then I'm home for 3 weeks. And then I've got 4 or 5 days out of town. I'm back for 3 or 4. And then I'm out of town for another 3 or 4 days.
Holy shit.
And I looked at my boss yesterday and I said, I'm going to tell you this. And I'm going to phrase it this specific way because my boss feels guilty for how much I work, but she also says she doesn't pay me enough. She sees and she recognizes some of these things, which makes me feel validated. And I know the money will come eventually. Our hard work will pay off. I'm not worried about it. But I looked at her and I said, I don't want you I want you to think about this from someone who's been trained in a 9 to 5 every day for years. I feel guilty with all of the time I'm getting ready to take. And she
Right.
goes, why? And I said, because it is multiple weeks spread out over 2 months. And we're in our busiest season. And I get that I'm working. So I'm working for 4 days in the middle of the 2 week stretch. So like I'm doing a few days of work there. But like I was like, I feel guilty taking time off. And she goes, don't. And I said, so what I need you to do is if you really want me to hands off completely, if I check in with you about something work related, yell at me.
Yeah.
Don't
Fucking A.
don't let me fucking do it.
Fucking A.
And she's just like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, because I will check the email. I will check on this random thing. I will answer this phone call. She's just like,
Yeah.
no, don't. I was like, ah.
Yeah, and that's just a shock because when you're a fucking average Joe, um, working outside of the creative industries, you do not get that freedom
No.
because, and this is the thing, with everybody is that we are conditioned to take this shit like as gospel all the time.
Yeah.
The little things at work amount to Herculean tasks that we must complete constantly.
Right.
And someone that hasn't been able to full time in a more creative space, I'm still not there. So,
Right.
but god damn, there's something that every line of work can take from that ethos, right? Because, like, look, fuck, girl, you've been conditioned that way, right? We've been conditioned to think, and I don't care how fun as fuck your job is. If this podcast became our job, it would still be a fucking job. I love doing it,
right?
But it would still be a job. And fuck, learn to love yourself outside of your work as well.
Yeah.
Then your work will be more fulfilling and better when you actually sit down to go and do it, because you'll be more whole as a person, right?
Yeah. Like, so at time of recording, later today, I'm starting my 2-year anniversary celebration on Twitch. And
Woo!
like it's been a long fucking 2 years, but it also feels like no time at all. But I'm finishing up certain things. I have a few little loose ends I need to tie up after recording. But it's 2:20 in the morning. I've watched some meme videos to relax myself and calm down and wind down for the night. Why did I turn and look at a stack of papers for work that needed sorted real quick? And why did I fucking sort them?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
okay. I hear that.
It's just like that inane part of my brain, the part of my brain that's just like, hey, just do it. Get it done and over with.
But I wish I had a little bit more of that, right? Because, like, fuck, like, I'm always marking every single paper turned in one of my classes, like, the day before that it's due in. And I tell all my students, I tell them that's not how you should work.
Right.
Right? And I'm like, who are you to fucking say that, first of all? But, like, second, I'm also like, maybe I'm the most, maybe it should be me saying that because I know the horrors of not keeping on top of your shit all the time.
Yeah. I don't know how, I don't understand how I'm just kind of like, yes, it's 3 in the morning, you're finally settling down, and you're going to do about 16 more work-related things. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, well, come on, we're talking about having a healthy balance here. That's not having a work ethic. That's
Right.
building the fucking pyramids of Giza in the middle of the night. You can't do that.
No, and I was like, but for my, in my brain, I was like, this is the one last thing you're gonna do, and then you're gonna slide into bed, and you're gonna put on a dumb video, and you're gonna pass the fuck out. And that's exactly what happened. That was one of my easiest times falling asleep, and I don't know how long. But
I love this video.
So work has been kind of crazy. My boss is back from Sweden, and we've done all this work, and now we're in this just like waiting period. But what that means is if I don't have, if she doesn't have something immediately for me to do, I can hands off and fuck around.
Yes.
I bust my ass so hard that I can spend a day chatting and hanging out and playing video games while watching Roy Malloy play Farm Sim on Twitch.
Oh, friend of the podcast, Roy Malloy, everybody.
Yeah. And just chat and shoot the shit with his chat, or finally hang out in some of my favorite daytime streamers' streams. And if an email pops through, I can quick answer it and then go back to whatever the fuck I was doing. I'm
Yeah.
so fucking ready and excited for that. And we're about to move all of my work related things out of my apartment. We got a storage space finally.
Look at this. This is the sound. By the way, people listening at home, this is the sound of personal growth. And if you are not inspired right now, because I sure as fuck am, maybe that's the White Claw talking. I don't know. Yeah,
Like,
still
oh
going strong.
my god, you're doing so
I'm
well. Oh
so
my god.
happy for you. Oh my god.
Oh my
Uh,
god, bitch.
Where you go, you gotta get working, girl. But not that kind of work. You know what I mean?
But like, people who've listened to the podcast for the full calendar year that we've been doing this.
Yes. Well, we've not addressed that. You know, uh, soft scoop here. We've been doing this for a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have been doing this for a year, and the number of changes that have happened in both of our lives in that year.
Yeah.
Like, we've got over 30 episodes out, and like, we now have a Patreon, we have merch, we're doing all sorts of crazy shit, and I've moved jobs, I've moved house, I've traveled.
Mm.
You have moved jobs. You are
Moved jobs twice.
Yeah. You were in the
Yeah.
process of buying a house. You've traveled. Like, we've we fucking met
And
some
did it amount to any personal growth?
I would say so.
I would
You're
say
just
so.
not
I hope so. I
you're
would
just
hope
not
so.
talking about it as much.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'll let people infer from my manner.
Mm. It's personal growth. You're drinking a White Claw. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, personal growth. Let's go. Come the fuck on.
But yeah, I
Only
mean,
95 fucking calories, man.
uh-huh.
And I got a big fight coming on, so I better drink about 50 of these. No, I'm a lover, not a fire. What am I talking about?
I was gonna say that's more of me drunkenly saying, only 95 calories. I can drink about 15 more.
Oh my god! You're so right! This is the GingerTalks podcast sponsored by White Claw.
Fuck.
Wow!
Dude, if any brand would ever actually sponsor us, it needs to be an alcohol brand.
Yeah.
Come
I think I
on.
said in the first episode, come on.
Yeah.
If you produce red wine, my business email is open
Mm-hmm.
when I make one.
Reach out through me and I'll forward it on.
Yeah. druidknowledge.info.
But no, man, I can't believe it's been a year. Like, the
Yeah.
the people, like, all of our different guests, all of the antics we've pulled, all the jokes. Dude, I'm still getting jokes, different jokes from the episode that my brother was on.
It's fantastic.
I can't look at a dishwasher without thinking of you.
Oh
And Alt Kitty. Like, I can't. Like,
my god. Yeah. Well, that was synergy, man.
oh my god.
I mean, swear to God.
So
It runs in the family.
It does. You know, and I look at, it's so funny. I look at art and graffiti and stuff now in a slightly different way.
Yeah, yeah. There's all
Like,
kinds of things. I certainly look at streaming in a different way.
really?
Yeah, what kind of?
I was gonna say, are you sure? Are you sure?
Maybe yeah, because I've been, well, let's be honest, I've been forced to come to grips with it a lot more.
Oh no, you volunteered, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I
I know.
mean.
I know.
Yo, no one's like, peeling my eyelids back and my ear holes out. Maybe they are. Maybe that's what I'm doing to myself.
Oh God, that's an image I didn't need in my head.
At
Thanks.
the end of, have you seen the Clockwork Orange? At the end, he's got.
Oh God,
Yeah, no, it's not happening. That's fine.
Bop.
No, but I do feel. Ask me when I do my stream myself.
It's
I imagine I'll look at it differently. And I
yeah.
came on, and I see you guys out there. You were calling for it when I came on the stream last week.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yep. Well, and it's funny because I realized so there's a handful of British Dead by Daylight players that I enjoy. I think they're funny. I realized that one of them is 20 years old.
Fantastic.
And I didn't realize that he had done like a face reveal and stuff. But he started streaming in his first year of college. And he was making
Right.
YouTube videos and doing all this stuff, and he is now, I think he's one of the top Dead by Daylight players, and I may or may not have borrowed a bit from him, but I give all credit to him. He's fucking hilarious, and I expected him to be older, and I did not expect that voice to come out of that face because I saw his face reveal, and I was like, there's a good chance, like, this could have been one of those kids that attended a school that you could have taught at. Like, the thought in my brain is like, he's just a normal fucking kid.
Yo, I could have taught him at college, for all you know.
Yeah. And so, like, and then his best friend, who sounds younger, or at least one of his best friends as far as streaming goes, that he plays a lot of Dead by Daylight with him. He sounds young. The other one doesn't sound as young. But I'm sitting here as a 30-year-old woman just like, God damn, y'all young kids and your young kid shit, that's it. I'm out of here. Fuck it, I'm leaving.
Yeah, welcome back to the existential crisis.
Yeah.
A couple of 30-year-old adults.
Like, which, congrats, by the way, making it to 30. I'm proud of you.
Let's see how long I stay 30, hopefully for the whole year.
I was going to say, hopefully just a year.
Honest God. A 30-year-old man. But this is it. This is what we're podcasters. We're in our 30s.
I know.
This is just what you do. You give up on your dreams and you make your new dream podcasting.
Are you a content creator? Did you reach the age of 30? Do you have a podcast yet? No? We'll get your podcast starter kit now.
Yeah. Fucking hell. And, I coming to the realization that, before this, you couldn't have called me a content creator, and now I am, invariably.
Uh-huh.
Whoa, that sits weird. That plays strange for me.
Well, but also, if you broad umbrella the term content creator, I consider music content.
Yeah, but I've said it so many times, is that media is now pivoting, or has pivoted, let's be honest, into everything being content.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was full force making music all the time, touring, doing all that stuff, the word content was just not thrown around at all.
Right.
So I never saw myself that way, and I was like, oh, they're content creators. And now I'm like, I'm definitely a content creator now, bro. fucking podcast. I'm like, how typical.
It's crazy. Like, I don't, for me, like, yeah, I'm a content creator. People ask me all the time, well, what do you do? It's difficult to explain my day job. It's
Yeah.
also, it's gauging someone's reaction to, I'm also a content creator. I'm a streamer. I make YouTube videos. I have a podcast. I don't ever want it's someone who I might potentially be romantically interested in. I don't want their first impression of me to be the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes total sense.
And it's not for the reasons that everybody assumes. It's literally because I don't want them to assume that the only thing about me is you can encapsulate my entire, emotions, persona, energy, and like all of it based off of the podcast, because I am a more complex human.
Mm.
Like
Me on the other hand, no, this is it. So sorry, everyone.
well, like Geese
Cracking the
Witherspoon.
code.
I don't need
Geese
anybody
Witherspoon.
to think that Geese Witherspoon is how I am 100% of the time, because
You know,
that
okay.
very far from it.
You see, it's a mirror. There's an aspect of performance, but it's such a muted level of performance. There's more of, and I guess this is like what I would define content as being different to media.
Mm-hmm.
Is that content, you give more of yourself more explicitly within content, where media, it's a more subtle trade-off, right? Because you wouldn't be able to hear us speak for this long on so many different things and not get some insight to how we think about the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I write a song, it might be, to me, a song that's very that gives a lot away about what I think about something. And I think it's important that you do that. But then there's always this thing where it's open to interpretation. I feel there's less if you wanted to define the line, there's less interpretation involved in content than there is media.
Right.
Despite the fact that things are becoming the same thing. And that is we spoke about philosophers in season 2. We spoke about Roland Barthes and how he separates the art from the artist, and the two shall never meet. But that is a line that becomes increasingly smaller as every facet of your life has to be shared. If you're a musician now, you can't just be a musician. It has to be more didactic. There has to be more of yourself given to the work outside of the work, thus making it harder to extrapolate that difference. Now, do I want everyone here to think the totality of my experience on this planet can be deciphered within the tomes of this podcast? No, but the sad truth is there's probably more there of me than than I realize, and there's it's but it's not necessarily a bad thing,
right?
I wouldn't show a first date the podcast. I wouldn't show people that have known me for a long time. There has to be this sweet spot, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and so, like, for me, I have been on this podcast in all states and conditions, mentally, emotionally, physically. I mean, like, I've been orbiting Mars, per se. I've been a little drunk. I've been elated with joy, and I've also been grieving my eyes out. And like, this is, I know personally many of you who have listened to this podcast top to bottom, and y'all know that I don't go into many things unfiltered, 100% unfiltered.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things that I found that I'm just like, I'm gonna go kind of unfiltered, and I might get canceled for this, but fuck it, here goes.
Yeah, and look, if anyone's getting cancelled from this thing, it's this guy. And not that I've said anything or think anything worth cancelling over. I like to think of myself as an ally. Oh my god. I wish I was a little bit more filtered, I'll say that. But sometimes vulgarity is the joke. Vulgarity is that's my guise, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my armor.
Yeah.
That's what I've come to learn through doing this podcast. I've come to learn that the way when I am in full vulgar mode, that's my parry. That's my social parry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it all depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah, that much is true. And it depends on the guest. So much depends on when we have a guest on. So much depends on like the energy they bring to it. Right. I think we leech off that because I guess what you would, if the pH scale of how we interact with people, the episodes, the episodes of just you and I are the pH 7. They're the fucking neutral. Yeah. This is the neutral zone. And then we have someone like Puma on, and we're like pH 1. We're a bit acidic,
right?
And then we have Jack Sullivan Smith on. We're pH 14. We're alkaline, baby.
Right. Well, and it's the way I do it, and it's the same way that I was taught how to do sales. You match the energy of the other people.
Oh yeah.
And it's so funny watching my boss, an entertainer who's used to, I have to be on and cranking that bitch to 11. And if someone's not into it, she just walks away. And like, she watched me selling in person, and she was so surprised at how quickly I was like flipping the switch and like matching energies and matching like, oh, do you speak really proper? Cool. I'm going to speak as proper as I can to match you. Oh, you're like chill as fuck. Yo, what up, dude? How's it going? Yeah, so let me show you what we got over here. Like, I'm one step away from going full sheesh. And
yeah. We've got, ladies and gentlemen, the stream chameleon.
Yeah, but like, and I think we can match the energy of our guest. And that, I think, is what makes it just so fun. Yes, we can get super chaotic, or we can just be chill as fuck and like just sitting around and waxing philosophical. And I love that.
Yeah.
It makes all the other bullshit so much easier.
Tell me about it.
Dude, so I'm gonna hard switch gears on us because this keeps popping into my brain. So, as of last night, have you heard of a fella? And I'm gonna get kind of controversial here, or bring up a controversial figure. Have you heard of this dude Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate. No, the name rings a bell, but we might need to explain him a little bit further.
So, Andrew Tate is this former kickboxer who was on Big Brother and Survivor and stuff, and he actually got evicted from the Big Brother house because either it came to light or he did it in the Big Brother house, but it came to light that he choked and like beat a girlfriend.
Yes, as soon as you started that, yes, I've seen this in the news, in fact.
Yeah, so he left the States to escape like sexual assault charges, and he fled to the UK and then fled to Romania. He had to flee multiple countries for this bullshit. But I'm celebrating because he's officially banned off of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I believe TikTok.
Yes. Yeah. I believe he's actually back on Instagram. And you
He got no.
forgive me one moment. Oh, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, I thought I lost you there.
Oh no.
Okay, what did you say?
No, he's been banned. Like
Oh,
within the last
okay,
day, he was banned off of Facebook and Instagram
good.
and TikTok. And like he's being banned off of everything, but he sells this fucking MLM called Hustlers University.
Oh my god.
And
Yep.
it's so fucking like it's so bad, but I'm sitting here just fucking laughing because this dude is such a piece of shit and he's finally getting his comeuppance, and it's just so good to see it all falling apart around him.
It was fantastic, yeah. Yeah, fucking do you know what you do with a piece of shit that's on the floor? You pick up that black doggy bag and you pick it up and then you throw it in the trash, man.
Mhm.
We're humanity, baby. We gotta pick up after our trash, okay?
Right? Apparently he wants to fight Jake Paul. Like boxing.
Can we just say let him and let's make it to the death?
Dude, absolutely.
Fucking hell. Let's make it to the fucking death. I don't mean that, by the way. Don't sue me, anyone. I don't know.
I just, because for me.
I had to Google what MLM was.
Oh. So for those listeners who don't know what an MLM is, MLMs are multi-level marketing companies. So you sign up, you pay to get your starter kit with a company that's supposed to give you, like, you're supposed to be able to make a lot of money by selling shit products. But the real way that you're making money is by recruiting people underneath you. And so when they sell shit products, you make money on them being recruited and the
Right.
products they sell. And so there's one person at the top of the pyramid who
Yeah, it's
makes
pyramid.
all the
Yeah,
money.
okay. It's pyramid scheme. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Could have
But
told. Yeah, I could have hazarded a fucking guess at that.
dude,
Hustlers, and then I actually, if you get fucked by something called Hustlers University, you had it coming.
dude, you want to know what Hustlers University gives you?
Uh, yeah.
Get this shit. Hustlers University gives you access to a Discord server
Awesome.
that tells you how to make money. And how to make money is recruiting other people and
To
then
Hustlers University. Are you fucking kidding me?
get rich quick schemes. And
Jesus Christ.
like
Oh no. And there's me thinking Hustlers University was Mike Wazowski's second choice if he didn't make it into Monsters.
right?
Fuck me. Jesus. Yo, if you are getting involved in that, you had it coming?
Dude, it's so bad. Like
You had it coming.
it's $50 a month or
What?
36. It's $36 GBP
What?
a month. A
What?
month.
Yo, you deserve it, man. If you paid that, you'd fucking deserve it.
It's so
I
bad.
can't believe I'm getting scammed by this thing, this MLM. And it's like, what's it called, dude? That's fucking shifty anyways. Like Hustlers University.
It's so
It's like,
bad.
fuck me.
Uh,
Oh,
he believes
oh no.
he
It's
believes that
it's
depression isn't real and that women have no value and all this shit, and I'm just like, oh honey, no. Honey, no. You're
Yeah, fucking hell, I mean, women have no value because they aren't commodities to be bought and sold.
boom.
Oh, there you go. Nobody has any value.
It
No,
fucking
no. I'm
makes me
striking that from the record because it's so easy to cut out me just saying women have no value. All right.
but it's
I'm looking
just
at Lava Monster there to
right.
derail my whole career. No. Carry
It
on, please.
Dude,
You
it
have
makes
value.
me so happy to see him getting deplatformed. And I very, very, very rarely am I like deplatform this son of a bitch. I'm like, yes, yes. Like it's that same part of me that gets the sick happy feeling for watching someone get fucking banned out of a Twitch chat who deserves it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it makes me
Fucking.
so happy.
Yeah, I mean, fuck me. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And also, can I just say a little aside for everyone out there? Are we still, as a society, are we still fucking shocked when these MMA fighters are fucking assholes?
Mhm.
They just 9 out of 10 times they are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but what they should have tape on their mouths, man.
Yeah. They are
They're the worst. Honest to God.
yeah. It's for me it's like you are someone who uh like if your entire career revolves around and hinges on beating the shit out of other people, chances are you're a piece of shit because you're beating the shit
Yeah.
out of people in and out of the ring. Now
I
I'm
mean, yo,
frequently
this is probably
wrong,
the
but
this is the one thing I think we've ever said that might be getting a couple of people's backs up right now because people do love the sport, right?
which
But like, yo, which is fine, but you can't have you can't have it both ways because you they're so routinely the people involved in this shit are so routinely pieces of shit. It's so bizarre.
now and this I will be clear. I do know people who box professionally. I do know people that do that. I do know people that they box for a hobby. They do mixed martial arts for hobbies, things like that. I fully know this. I understand this. I get this. I'm talking about people who have roided themselves to oblivion. I'm talking about people who just smoke, drink, and fuck their way through their fights.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. We're talking about a specific kind of. They're always, and you know what? They're they're the like audible minority.
yeah.
Right? Okay, I understand that, but like, yo, dude, if you've got like a cobra tattooed across your whole body from your neck to your ankles, you're probably a dickhead.
Yeah, like I just there's a certain level and a certain threshold of fuckheadery that I'm just like, nah. Because like my roommate, I love my roommate so much. And she boxed for years. Now she never did it she never really boxed a lot outside of like actually like hitting people outside of like sparring and stuff, I think. I don't even think she really did a whole lot of that. So like I fully know that I could catch even some shit from her. But I'm speaking on your Tates, your I think hot take. I think Jake Paul is a giant piece of shit, and I
It's not.
love that
Yeah, well,
he's signing up. I think Jake just signed up for was it WWE?
I think that wasn't that Logan. Logan
Oh,
signed up for
Logan.
WWE.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Logan signed up for WWE, which I think is right up Logan's alley. Um,
I've heard report like he has wrestled. I've heard people I know that are mad into wrestling said that he was actually really real good
that's
when he hit
so
the ring.
I can see that. because there's a fair amount of acting that goes into WWE, and Logan Paul used to be on the fucking Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Like, I
A fair amount of acting. Sorry, Jabroni. I've got something to say.
well,
You
yeah.
you think this is fake, Jabroni? Does this look like, Shane like bleeding? Does this look fake to you, bro? I don't think I'm what's out.
Right.
You sound like a jerk-off that's not had his head hit off the canvas. And I was
Right.
like, well, dude, you sound like someone that has had their head hit off the canvas every fucking day for the last year.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, I used to like wrestling.
I did too. And like, I know grown ass adults who still love it, enjoy it. Like, I'm not knocking any of it because you like what you like. I watch, you know, shows that people would consider really dumb and really stupid, but I love
Yeah.
them. But
Yeah, which I said it before. The MCU is the same as WWE.
yeah,
The storylines are the same at this point. Everyone like muddling in with each other, and then you've got the Royal Rumble at the end where everyone fucks about. That's the Avengers. And there's these soap opera dramatics that happen in the middle, like when Captain America's like banging the Hulk's woman or something, and he's like, "I can't believe you do that to me, Steve. I'm gonna get angry." Um,
I like. It's crazy to me that the Paul brothers are doing what they're doing because these are
yeah,
two dudes who went to a pretty nice school in an area within a couple of hours of where I grew up.
yeah, right.
And their dad is fucking weird. Their mom, she just drinks the Kool-Aid, but she's being a mom. Whatever. Do you, girl. But like Jake Paul looks fucking goofy as shit now.
Yeah, and no serious fight promoter thinks that he has what it takes to be any kind of like champion of anything.
Yeah, like
Yo, you can go into the ring with as many YouTubers and win as you fucking like.
mhm.
Yo, I'll go into the ring with him, man. No, actually, no.
Dude.
Before you make that your new like fucking
Charity
anniversary
incentive.
song, let's get Druid to the octagon.
Like, because here's my thing. I have an image of Jake Paul that I've just opened up for myself. And he's got a fucking like his tattoos. Have you ever looked at all of the goofy ass tattoos that Jake Paul has?
Yeah, he kind of rivals. You remember when we looked at Ed Sheeran's?
Yes.
It's that same energy of like, what the fuck, bro?
Dude, he's got a grenade that's actually a heart with a hand holding it tattooed on his chest. He's got a fucking globe with a keyhole and like a skull and a snake wrapped around it up on his shoulder. He's got like a human skull with like a squid coming out of it. Like, I don't like Conor McGregor's tattoos. Jake Paul's are fucking worse.
You could diagnose ADHD just looking at his fucking tattoos, right?
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I think of Jake Paul this way. Jake Paul is the kind of guy that before a press conference would take a Sharpie, a black Sharpie, and black out one of his teeth to look like tougher.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You could almost see him like, I'm going to do this, bow.
Dude,
whatever
he's fucking got a skeleton hand giving the middle finger on like below,
yep.
dude, on
Yep.
his stomach, like just below his pecs, and that's some like a girl who fucking is getting her first tattoo, so she gets it on her chest vibes.
Oh, fuck! He's a walking version of one of those shirts. Those shirts that you get at like, I want to say that you used to get them at like Hot Topic or like market stalls or head shops, where the shirt is just like a giant Grim Reaper made out of chrome, and he looks like he's playing Ozfest.
Yes.
He's like a walking version of that.
Yes. Dude, I can't.
Yo, and can I just say that Woodstock '99 documentary came out on Netflix, which,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, is fantastic. These guys are the fucking walking arbiters of that for today, right?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot he got fucking head tattoos.
Uh,
No.
What's he rocking on his head?
He's got a fucking like tiger going around his left ear with what looks like maybe some kanji underneath it. He's got a tattoo on the
Great.
back of his neck. Like, bro, why? It's so bad.
Oh, dude, I'm just looking at this shit now. I urge
Like,
anyone listening to look at this. My God.
I am like I love tattoos and I'm all for expressing yourself. I'm all for like I'm all for doing what you want to do with your body. But
Yeah.
like he
Yo,
looks like he stepped out of the fucking 90s.
no. Can I just say I've just got a picture of him up now, and he's wearing like a goofy snapback hat backwards, which is like hardly on his head, and about like 6 chains,
Oh, yep.
a ridiculous orange watch, and the worst tattoos I've ever seen. You know when the Xbox 360 came out and they brought out like Tekken 5,
Uh-huh.
and you started being able to play online and you could customize your own character.
Uh-huh.
He looks like that.
He looks
He
like a
looks like someone's done that. He looks like someone's like online mode version of someone that actually exists, but like it's like like Mister PP 797
right.
as like Paul Phoenix.
I just I can't like he's got one that's literally problem child. I'm sorry. Your brother is the problem child. You're just a fucking chaotic weirdo.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's just like imagine kids that are born in the year of our Lord 2022.
Ugh.
You know how we're like okay in tattoos now, and this is
Mhm.
like the extreme of this is when people start getting shit tattoos.
Yeah.
Um, Kids that are born like today are gonna grow up 20 years time. You're gonna look goofy as fuck with that shit to
Yep.
them. They're gonna be like tattoos are gonna be off the menu again, and that's because their dad looks like a fucking Where's Waldo book that's been scribbled on.
Right. Well, and like, okay, so I've talked about him, I think, before in his tattoos. Post Malone, he
Yeah.
is
Okay. Yeah.
one of few people that I will like. He's got too many face tattoos, too many head tattoos. I'm not a huge fan of the entire fucking face and being covered
Yeah.
in tattoos.
Yeah. Me neither. But he seems like a nice guy.
He is so I've watched some of his live streams because he streams for charity on Twitch all the time. Front page,
Yeah.
top banner, is Posty raising money for charity. And I
Yeah.
fucking love that. He seems like the most genuine, sweet dude, and he genuinely gives a
Yeah.
shit about his fans. Like,
Can I just say as well that you're familiar with Roald Dahl, right? The
yeah,
writer.
yeah,
He wrote a book called was it The Twits? And in The Twits, Roald Dahl says there's a bit in that book because they're like super like hideous to look at and they're horrible people. And there's a section in that book, and I think this illustrates the point you were about to make about Post Malone. Is that he says that if you think ugly thoughts inside your head and are a bad person inside, then you will look terrible, regardless of like your structure, what you've got going on, and what you look like. You will
mhm,
look ugly to people, right?
yeah,
And he said, no matter if you're overweight, got creases in your skin, grey hair, all these things, if you're a good person, you look good, no matter
yeah,
what. And my girlfriend always says this to me. Like about she says my ex-girlfriends exude that energy, and that's
yeah,
fair enough.
yeah,
But there is a truth to that, I think,
yeah.
because I look at Post Malone. I don't know. He looks ridiculous.
Oh,
He knows he looks ridiculous, but I feel like he's a good person, and that radiates out, and it doesn't matter.
he looks like, so the thing that Post Malone, and you can fucking quote me on this, you could say it to his face that I said it, I don't give a shit. Post Malone looks like the kid who spent all $100 that he got for Christmas in the temporary tattoo machine at the
Yeah.
fucking grocery store, and he's still 8 years old and still fun loving and happy and goofy, and he just has covered himself in all $100 worth of those fucking temporary tattoo sheets, head to toe.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what he gives. But you know that there's some reason he's got fucking stay away tattooed on his forehead with a barbed wire crown, and like, I don't think Post Malone, I bet you Post Malone has dealt with some shit, some real hard shit, or else he wouldn't write the music that he writes.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
fair.
like, that he is just genuinely a good guy who's been through some shit, and he's showing that in his body modifications, but he's now in a much better place
Yeah.
because of the shit he's doing.
I'm actually so glad you brought him up, because we could have so easily left that and just shat on people with like dumb tattoos and left it at that and made ourselves look like probably a bit ignorant as a result. But that's totally true. And just be a cool person. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you do MMA. It doesn't matter if you do any of that shit. Like, when we were saying that shit about all that, the MMA fighters being dickheads and people with dumb tattoos being stupid and that. We just don't like bad people.
Right.
Really is what it equates to.
And it exudes like just from
you. Just exude. Yeah, you got inner light. It's gonna shine on those around you, right? I'm gonna take a hard pivot then.
All right.
Because we were talking. I had the most random thought when we were talking about Logan Paul joining the WWE. Now, I think this was more of a thing in the 90s. So I remember there was WCW had a Kiss wrestler, for example, and themed wrestlers. Now, so I'm not talking about a celebrity wrestling themselves, but here's a question I'll give to you, and I'll think about my answer to this. I've genuinely not thought about this ahead of time. I've not got an answer for it. But right, so if you could see, so I'm talking about the Demon, who was a Kiss themed wrestler.
Okay.
If you could see a themed wrestler about that was themed after any celebrity or fictional character in like the WWE, what would you choose?
Oh fuck.
I think that's a good question. So like any you know what I mean, and not the person themselves. It's like someone based off that person.
Dude, I don't know.
I think I would like. Well, no. I was going to say Fred Durst would be a good one, but then, I feel like that's like half the roster,
right?
It's like keep rolling. Morrissey would be a good one, or I know it's such a big question, so it's hard to answer. Or here's a good meta one, like not The Rock, but a themed wrestler after like the actor Dwayne The Rock Johnson instead of The Rock, because I think that would look. And so it's just like he comes out to like the Moana theme and like
Rockception.
yeah. He comes out to the Moana theme instead, and he's just like smiling.
It's The Rock when he's like hanging out and playing with his kids.
Yeah, and it's like, can you smell what The Rock is cleaning?
Right.
Instead.
It's him just like in the garden, like it's a video of him in the garden just like shoveling out with a little trowel and like planting a plant and then getting up and just like snapping a board over his thigh.
he like goes into the ring and takes a selfie with the ref and his like kid who's been waiting for it for a year.
Right.
It's-
Dude.
You finish a move, you get sucked into his Jumanji board, and that's it.
I would like to see like a comedian, like a Will Ferrell or an Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
because they're funny guys. That's their whole bit. That's their whole feeling. But then out of nowhere, they pull off some fucking crazy ass move, and it ends with like a
Yeah.
dick joke or a fart joke. Like that,
No,
their
so Adam,
finisher involves something like that.
yeah, well, Adam Sandler just goes, embrace the good.
or some fucking Happy Gilmore reference.
Yeah. Fuck it. Go get him, Chubbs, and then like fucking the ghost of Chubbs comes out.
Oh my god.
I'd love to like Paris Hilton, maybe like Paris hit them.
Fuck.
She unleashes a chihuahua on you.
Dude, Paris Hilton though, I bet you that if she had to, she could scrap.
Yeah, but she ain't. Yo, you better hope it's no disqualifications because she is pulling your hair out, man.
Oh, dude, fistful of hair and just yanking.
Seriously, honest to God, she's putting clumps of your hair into her handbag on the way out. Honest to God.
Yeah.
God, I'd love to see Tom Holland up there. Tom Holland theme. Get a press conference together, Zendaya.
I would like to see. I know this is just kind of out of nowhere, but there's a train of thought that's led me down this path, like a blues, like a Robert Johnson type.
Robert Johnson.
Just like they walk in, fucking carrying a guitar and just like a fucking like wooden chair, and they sit down in the ring and they just start fucking plucking a tune. And
everyone cries
while the shit talk is going on. He just starts singing a song, shit talking him back.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just chill as fuck while the others up there just fucking like pointing fingers and yelling and like flexing and shit, and he's just sitting there just plucking along, nothing too great, and then just suddenly just boom.
Yeah, it's just like the oh fuck, the list is endless. Just imagine that, like a blues wrestler. Like, thank you very much. I want to talk to the Ultimate Warrior right now. Dude, your talk is big, but your talk is cheap. I used to be able to buy it for $1.50 down the dollar store. Damn, things have changed since then. Sorry, I had so much more to say. That was a random blues backing track, so it's free from DMCA.
Beautiful.
Thinking about you.
I don't think any of... So, Robert Johnson, dude, So, listeners of the pod will know that I do have a love of blues and jazz and stuff. And my brain is now just swirling around Robert Johnson. He only had the one album that actually got laid down, but he had a lot of other songs that he did.
Right. Yeah.
And I fucking wish that his music was public domain.
Right. Yeah. There's probably some out there.
I'm sure. But
because this is what a lot of people don't understand. Blues and jazz, especially jazz, the parameters of how those songs are written and released are mad different to pop music or rock music or any of those things.
Uh-huh.
But please carry on.
I absolutely love that so much. Like, Robert Johnson, I want to say is the most popular musician from his era that talked about occult shit and referenced hoodoo and voodoo and shit like that.
Yeah, right.
I fucking love that. Like,
Blues has a good history of that, right?
mm-hmm.
This whole he did a deal with the devil to play guitar that way.
Yeah. And
so cool.
well, so for people who don't know, Robert Johnson, if you look up Robert Johnson's music, some of his most popular songs, Crossroad Blues, Come On In My Kitchen, Hellhound on My Trail, like, these are Traveling Riverside Blues. All of these songs reference occult stuff. And I'm a white woman who is a millennial, so I like true crime and occult shit.
Yeah, right.
But the whole deal is that it's said that Robert Johnson went down to the crossroads, sold his soul, and that's how he became a very famous Delta blues guitarist. He wasn't a great singer, he wasn't a great musician, but then he suddenly had this great ability to play the blues.
Yeah.
So the full myth is that he was a lazy womanizer who couldn't play
Very
a lick.
famous story.
Yeah, until he went to the crossroads of Route 49 and 61 and made a deal with the devil to exchange his soul for the ability to play great blues. And he was able to play great for 3 years, and then he suddenly died. And there's actually documentaries out there about Robert Johnson and how he changed the way that the blues, like, there were actual changes in the Delta blues and the blues because of Robert Johnson.
Yeah, and this is the, heavy metal fans among us, this is the direct line. Mm-hmm. Because then from this you get things like, Screaming Jay Hawkins?
Yeah.
Who did that, put a spell on you.
Yeah.
Right? And then also white people just proving that none of your ideas are your own.
Right. Well, and
right.
Muddy Waters came out of the same era of music.
Right.
He started his music career 3 years after Robert Johnson died. And if you don't know who Muddy Waters is, please go look up Muddy Waters. Like, there's
a lot to admire.
Like, you can follow a direct path and progression from Robert Johnson literally to the Rolling Stones, which then leads your progression even farther into current music.
Yeah, and so you've got Screaming Jay Hawkins does that video for I Put a Spell on You where he's wearing white face paint to look like a corpse.
Uh-huh.
And then that goes to Arthur Brown, who does that song Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads to, like, black metal, man.
Yeah.
Because they're all wearing that shit, right?
Yep. It's amazing. Oh my God, I forgot about Jack Owens. Like, and some of these Delta blues musicians are still around. They are very old.
I mean, just blues musicians in general, right? They just seem to they're like rocks in the ocean, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking indestructible. Even the Stones, right?
Yeah.
The Stones are still out there doing it.
Well, and do you know the history of blues music?
Yeah. Well, I'm in a blues band with my dad.
Well, I should say the Delta blues
Delta
specifically.
blues. Yeah, yeah. Yo, look, I know. I know the crash course.
Okay.
So I'm not about to say I could explain it. I'm not about to mansplain something that you obviously know more than me about.
Well, so the Delta blues started, and this is coming around the time, and I'm gonna butcher it
I'm not.
quick TLDR for
I,
people.
before you start, am I right in thinking Delta blues, more so than a lot of blues styles, was there were a lot more female performers in Delta blues
So,
than a lot of other styles of blues or music of any kind, probably at that time.
so
So
you
like Evie Thomas, Bertha Lee.
so you got some, but you didn't get a ton of. There was a lot of women performers, but it was only in big city blues. You didn't find them in the shacks.
Right. Yeah.
So you didn't find them in the like you wouldn't have found a lot of female blues artists when in the same place as you were finding very early Robert Johnsons.
Right.
The
Okay.
women were in the cities. Um, fewer women were recorded, um, but like it was mostly men, so you don't find as many women. Um, but the Delta blues, which is all comes out of the Mississippi Delta, which is just this area
Mm.
in the South where it was mainly guitars and harmonicas. And they a lot of these um Delta blues performers, it was all shacks. Like they started getting their foothold because that's where people of color
Yeah.
would go and hang out, and they would dance, they would gamble, they would, you didn't have a lot of
Mm.
drummers,
Mm.
you didn't have bassists really because you could get a guitar cheap and you could get a harmonica cheap.
Yeah. Right. So this is like right. And forgive me if I'm wrong. This is like Lead Belly, right?
Yeah.
And do you know the story of Lead Belly?
Uh, I don't know if I know the full story of Lead Belly.
So, Lead Belly. A lot of people know Lead Belly because he was covered by fucking
Oh, yeah.
Nirvana, right? And God, that guy's got an interesting story.
Oh my God. I'm looking at his Wikipedia page and holy shit.
Yeah, this guy. I'm trying to remember all my Lead Belly facts. Lead Belly is just like one of the he killed someone, right?
So I see there's a tab on his thing called legal issues. He was convicted of carrying a pistol and sentenced to time on the Harris County chain gang. He later escaped and found work in nearby Bowie County under the name Walter Boyd. He was imprisoned on a farm for being convicted of killing a relative in a fight over a woman.
Mm.
He was stabbed in the neck by another inmate during his second prison term. Um, and he was pardoned and released after writing a song to the Texas governor seeking his freedom, having
Yeah,
served
and
his minimum.
his name was like Lead Belly because he took like fucking like a shotgun shell to the stomach and survived.
Yeah. He and he was stabbed in the neck and uh he stabbed a man in a fight in Manhattan and in Louisiana. Like, but this was a time when you were fucking rough and tumble.
Yo,
Like,
and to be a person of color at that
in that
time
time.
in
Yeah.
America. I mean, look at the jazz greats. I mean, you've got. I'm a great lover of bebop, right? So, like Charlie Parker. I remember reading an interview with the guy. His name escapes me. The guy who wrote the book Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his name escapes me. So please forgive me, internet. God, it's gonna
I got you.
fucking bother me now. Anyway,
Hubert Selby
Hubert
Jr.
Selby Jr. Yeah, Hubert Selby Jr. Which, by the way, as an aside, check out that guy's writing. He uses fucking forward slashes instead of full stops sometimes. Really interesting writer. Anyway, he has a story about he was hooked on heroin like when bebop was coming up, and
Oh, wow.
Charlie Parker, one of the biggest names in bebop, who, let's be honest, like college professors and middle class people listen to now, where it was obviously the music of the underbelly of black working class when it came out. And Hubert Selby Jr. met Charlie Parker when Hubert Selby Jr. was hooked on heroin. He slept under the stage in this abandoned theater.
Oh, wow.
And there was Charlie Parker, one of the greatest jazz musicians in the world, just under the floorboards of the stage doing heroin. Unbelievable.
That's fucking crazy. Well, and looking at Leadbelly, so he was covered,
Most famously by
yep,
Nirvana Unplugged. They
yep.
did, I think they did 2 songs of his. They did
Where
Where
Did
Will You
You
Sleep Last Night?
Yep.
Definitely. And can't remember if they did another one.
But he also, one of the other songs, House of the Rising Sun.
Wow, right.
Like,
Imagine having that one under your belt. And he never lived to see that. And maybe almost for the best, because, there's an ongoing debate about this stuff. And, we're talking about the music of black people getting co-opted by white people. A point we made earlier, heavy metal's coming from Delta blues. There's no doubt about it.
yeah.
You can chart Robert Johnson to Black Sabbath to
Yeah.
the Rolling Stones. Look at Elvis, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Is it a good thing he never got to see white people parade his songs out and make more money off it than he ever did? I don't know.
Yeah. But
this isn't our argument right now, right?
no. But one thing I will say is, as someone who will always love and hold all of this music sacred, I have had Robert Johnson playing rent free in my head for the past like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
you've done a deal with the devil.
Apparently. But like, I just like sitting back and thinking about that, the slide guitar, because I keep thinking about like, oh yeah, picking up and replaying my bass again, and really kind of what genre I want to fuck around with the most to get back into. And I ended up just kind of like, my brain just slid into fucking Robert Johnson, which has no bass. But
Yeah.
like, it takes me
Yeah.
back to my blues, my love for blues and jazz and stuff like that. And oh, funny, the New Generation Award winner for the Robert Johnson Blues Foundation is a white kid.
Of course it is, because Middle class white people are the only people that like blues anymore.
Listen, all right, don't, come on now. But
That's
no,
all right. It's not a criticism of you.
yeah, I love listening to so many different types of music, and I know we talk about this a lot. I was sent some tracks by someone to take a listen to and give my honest opinions and feedback. And as I'm
Yeah.
listening to it, I can only compare it to other artists that I know, which
Yeah, that's
I
fair enough.
hate that it's like, oh yeah, no, it sounds like this band mixed with this band. And I'm like, I can't, what? Am I just that bad at describing things that I just have to do some comparisons? Because fuck.
No, well, it depends. If the comparison's good, then you like it, right?
Yeah.
But if it's someone you don't like, you just kind of nod at that person and go, "Yeah, that's fine."
Fair.
That's speaking out of experience. Like someone telling me that a song I did sound like Blink 182, and it just didn't. And I don't like Blink 182, and I just remember being like, "Oh, thank you,
Right.
thank you, move on."
Just, ugh. I,
Wait, what's that?
oh.
Is that you on the bass? I can hear. Wait, what's that?
God damn it. Now
Oh, good. I've got a great blues song in here.
nothing makes me want to sit on my balcony. Ugh. Nothing makes me want to sit on my balcony more with a cigarette
Nothing wants me to.
and a glass bottle of beer just to sit on my balcony in a fucking rocking chair than listening to
Yes.
some fucking Delta blues. And I know exactly where I would want
Oh,
to
I
do
love
it.
that.
There's a specific house that my dad has lived in had lived in off and on for years in my high school years and then after high school. And it had a couple real loose boards and one of them was broken, and there was a fire pit off in the yard and a barn that burned down. My brother will know exactly what house I'm talking about too. Um and it gives me the feeling of needing to sit there and just look out at the field with just a cigarette and a bottle of beer and just fucking
No, I
like
love that.
uh so good. My musical like I've been bouncing around so much in different genres of music lately. I'll just pull up a song randomly and just like, no, I need to hear this right now. And it just sets the mood and sets the tone. And that's
I wish that I was listening to Delta blues instead of hokey 80s funk music. You're making me feel like such a poser right now.
No. Honestly, I think that's what I needed. Was it just a little bit of blues for today?
I love that. We're in the rocking chair. It's season 3. Listen,
Yeah.
you've set the tone, right? We're making a deal with the devil.
Listen, I don't need to be thinking about making no deals with no devils. There, could you wait? Okay, so I want to ask this: if
Right?
you could have it, like you have to make a deal with the devil, what are you
Right.
making the deal for?
Ooh.
What's your end of the deal? Like, what do you get?
I mean, I'd like the correct amount of blood points on
Ah,
my bill
you shit.
in DBD. No, I honestly, It's a hard question. I would probably say musical success, obviously. I've been grifting.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I already made that deal and I crapped out. Because I had so much lost time after, like, the main time that I was involved with music was
Right.
done. I spent so many crucial years on it. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't change it for the world. Had some modicum of success. And when I say that, like, I'm not saying I was famous. I'm not saying that, because obviously, had that been the case, there would be people listening to this podcast purely because I was in it.
Yeah.
And that, look, if that's the case, I don't know. Because you're also silent to us. We don't know the majority of people that listen.
Right.
But like, coming out of that, even small bit of like notoriety, and how much that took out of the rest of what I was doing. I had to work so hard to get my life back together after that.
Right.
Again, not a bad thing. I probably ended up in a better position because I had time to think about my options. But isn't that a deal with the devil?
Right.
The devil is us. We make a deal with our own time, and that's the devil. But that's not the fun answer. Yeah, I really feel like that guy out of The Mask, the psychologist.
Right.
We all wear masks, because either that or, like, I don't know, Reese's ice cream being available. Like, not just artisan, just out the freezer at the local store. Why don't they do that?
Okay.
Or season 4 of Twin Peaks. I would love to see that. But then again, that's not really me. Like, I guess
Right.
this is why a deal with the devil wouldn't work with me, because I just want other shit to happen that don't involve me.
Right. That's because that's the funny thing. Like, the story is that Robert Johnson made a deal with the devil to become a talented blues musician, not a famous blues musician, not one of the greats,
Yeah.
to be talented. Talent does not equal fame.
Right. Yeah. Which is more admirable than him asking for fame. I get that.
And
Right. So, I'm Robert Johnson. Let's see. Hey, devil. Hey. Can I get this is definitely not how he speaks. Right? Can I get some blues chops? Sure thing, Robert. I'm the devil. What am I doing? This is a podcast.
I don't know, but
right.
that was So because like
I'm podcast. I'm editing that out, by the way.
Oh, please don't.
Well, it's Robert Johnson. Of course, I'll give you a bloody deal. And what can I do for you, Ginger Snap 67? I bet the devil can do a little bit of docile damage to you.
I mean, the only thing that I think I would really, my biggest concern, and the one thing that would always make me feel better, as a stable and consistent place to live. That is literally because if I find a space that I'm happy and I'm comfortable in, fuck it. I'm good. But I lived with the biggest fear of that rug getting pulled out from underneath me.
Right.
Like
Because you've been there, right?
yeah. And that is because I can make anything else work. I can figure out everything else as long as I have a roof. And even without a roof, I figured things out. But the feeling of having something stable and consistent, how I went from not sleeping to actually sleeping. And I was sleeping on the floor.
Mm.
I put down box springs and put a mattress that was not the same size on the floor and slept for months. When I started my streaming career, my bed was on the floor, no bed frame.
Right.
Like
Yeah. That's like every single guy listening to this podcast has the same bed setup right now.
Yeah, I had a king size box springs and with a queen size mattress on top. No bed frame underneath it, laying on the floor. I had crammed a 750 square foot apartment and maybe a 200 square foot bedroom. Like, and I made it fucking work. I'll make anything work. As long as I have a nice, comfortable place to dwell, that would be the one thing I would make a deal with the devil for. I'll figure everything else out. But the funny answer is, mid tier, high level fame, because with fame comes monies.
Yeah, well, and we all want it. Give us your fucking money. I know you're listening, Bezos.
Give me your money, stepdaddy Bezos. Yeah, I don't like. It's one of those things where it's like, man, I want for a lot of things. I need for very little. And I can't imagine actually it came down to it, selling my soul to the devil and going, I want this. Like,
yeah. Right, I'm actually getting a call right now. Right, what's that? Yeah, who's there? Who's there? It's me, the ruddy devil. Ginger Slap 67. Well, you've been on my list for some bloody time.
Bring it, bitch.
Want a stable place to live, do you? Well, hell's not going anywhere.
I'm already on the way. Fuck off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I jumped in the fucking basket on the bicycle ride to hell. It was just like, let's go, bitch. Wow. Ching, ching.
Yeah. Wow.
Just singing Disturbed on the way down. Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh. We don't like that kind of thing down here in hell. We just played the Dora Explorer theme tune on loop.
I mean, I've heard worse. It's fine.
Yeah, that's not so bad. How dare you say that? That's not so bad. Like, you could cope with that. Was it like it's probably like a minute and a half, just like constant loop for eternity.
I mean, I have a kid sister, so I'm very used to that.
Yeah, okay. It turns out hell's just having people not pay attention to you when you're like doing a real cool trick in the garden.
Right.
With like a tennis ball. Look how high I can throw it, Mom. The devil's like, they're too busy looking at your little sister, aren't they? Come here, come play with the bloody devil, why don't you?
I love
it's all right.
that this is the voice you've given to the devil.
It's all right, come on. Hey, it's me, the ruddy devil, innit? Why don't you start teaching science in Christian classrooms? Why don't you?
I mean, bet though.
God don't like it when you talk about geology and the age of the world. It's me, the ruddy devil. I know I'm a naughty bugger, aren't I? Robert Johnson, he was all right. Look, I gave him everything he fucking got. I'm a fucking devil, ain't I?
I love I love this version of the devil. I imagine that he's about 5'1" and just kind of
Yeah.
dressed in like a polo and a
Yeah.
and a pair of Dockers.
Oi, my face is down here, bruv. It's not a fucking comb over, alright?
Oh shit.
And it's like, I know it's hell, mate. I know it's hell. I know it ain't great. But just look at this. It's so fucking hot down here. It's burning. The only fucking thing that can exist down here is that bit of cheese that drips down in the oven that you leave all fucking year. It looks like a fucking abyss nipple in the bottom. It's just mozzarella that's falling off your fucking quesadilla, isn't it?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'd love to. Like, all the devil's minions are just those like bubbles of cheese that have dripped in your oven that you've never cleaned out.
Oh, that's fantastic.
With like faces on, like.
That's fantastic. Oh my god. Well,
that's my second choice of theme wrestler, by the way.
Oh my god.
The fucking burnt-in cheese bubble in the bottom of the fucking oven. We've all seen it. And we've all left it there. You know when you're just looking at your grill and you just go like, "Fuck you, buddy! I'm burning until you're burning until you're like at the atomic level."
Right. All right. Do you, my good sir? I asked you a question. What if we jump into listener questions because we have some?
Yeah. Let the people decide.
Because we've got questions from patrons as well as regular listeners, and it makes me happy.
But, you know what? I love that. Thank you, guys.
Yes. We've been doing the podcast for a year, and we're getting unique questions still. And I love it.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the people that don't ask questions like, why are you doing this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. We get answers that are, or we get questions that are, like hypotheticals, but we also get like deep questions or questions about preferences or, things that people are just genuinely curious about. And it's nice. Like,
yeah, and we'll take them all.
Yeah.
You know? I had more to say on that, but
I know.
Just fucking, a year on, and you thought, to be a podcaster, you need to be a pretty good at talking. You need to be a good talker. And through this last calendar year, I've started to think maybe not as good as talking as I thought I was. You listen to this show, a good talker does not and ah this much.
I mean, here's the deal. Somebody who talks a lot and it's their job, they say good salespeople don't say and they finish their sentences. Excuse me, I was a 7-figure salesperson for the retail chain that I worked for, and I talked just like I do right now.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I would say a good thinker maybe says, because they're thinking before they fucking speak.
Facts. But
not that we show much evidence of that either, but please carry on.
So, questions from the audience. patrons, thank you for always submitting questions. Absolutely love and adore you guys. I think we'll start with a potentially controversial question from Tim Plays Base.
My
What
God.
is the correct way to cut a pizza? Like, pizza pie or square cut?
Uh, pretty obvious answer for me here. Look, if it's a circular pizza, pie cut that shit all day long. Slice, you're picking up that slice. It just seems fucking obvious to me. You do that, but then you get these like artisan pizzas that probably piss off Italians to no end. That are like like oblongs.
Yeah.
You square cutting the oblong. But like, I don't see why you would square cut the standard pizza, because like, what are you gaining from that apart from what are you doing? Are you eating it with a knife and fork? Because if you are, then you need therapy, my friend.
So if it's a flatbread, you square cut that bitch. I don't care if it's a circular pizza or not.
If it's a flatbread, yeah, but that
Or a
okay,
thin crust.
right?
A thin
I'm
crust
sorry.
pizza.
So it's what, circular or not?
Circular or not, if it's a thin
All right.
crust or a flatbread, you square cut that bitch. Because
All right. First of all,
you can't pie cut it.
but first of all, I've been to Naples, right? And that shit you're talking about, someone in Naples would just tell you that is not a pizza. Or some guy from Brooklyn on like a Vice documentary would go, it's good. I know it's good, but it's not pizza.
See,
What you've got there is focaccia.
See, there's a specific pizza place, and Tim knows exactly the pizza that I'm talking about, that I grew up eating, and I want to say that all of their pizzas were flatbreads. Or
Right.
not flatbreads, they were thin crust pizzas, so they were, nice thin crust, and it was the smaller circular pepperonis, and that bitch was fucking covered. There was no pepperoni overlap, no nothing. And they
Yeah.
square cut their pizza. And
So it looks like it's got a load of little eyes on it. That's the Junji Ito pie, everybody.
dude, you can barely see cheese. There's so much fucking pepperoni on this pizza.
Jesus Christ.
And that, like, I can distinctly remember standing in my dad's kitchen eating the square cut.
Right. Well, look, a square pizza. If the pizza is square, I'd have, what is it? The grandma slice, they call it.
Mm-hmm.
You've come across that, right? You've got Sabaros over there, I know.
Yes.
The grandma slice or the Detroit slice is square, I believe. Detroit pizza is square.
I don't know if Detroit.
Am I right there?
Is Detroit style square?
Detroit style is like Chicago, isn't it? So it's sauce on top, but I think the major difference between Detroit and Chicago is that the Detroit is square.
Yeah.
I should not be telling you this, by the way, as someone from the fucking UK.
So Detroit style isn't always sauce on top. New York style is sauce on top, but Detroit style is not always.
So I've had a couple of. So I've never been to Detroit. So that first and foremost, New York is not sauce on top. They would kill you.
No, absolutely.
So, but they've got the grandma. So in New York, the square pizza is the grandma pizza. That's my belief.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, I'm googling Detroit. So yeah, not always sauce on top. The Detroit style slice I had it was fucking delicious, by the way. I will say, Detroit is square.
Yes.
Yeah. Very bready. It's like the Chicago pizza, except the crust is like quite thin on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had a couple of these. Sicilian pizza is square, but that's what the New Yorkers call the grandma slice, right?
Yeah.
As you know, I lived in Sicily for a little while. Sorry to the New Yorkers out there, Sicilians don't eat that in Sicily.
No.
They do not. That's an American Sicilian. What I'm saying is, a round pie, just cut it into pie slices. What I don't understand squaring off that, because some slices are just going to be better than others. I prefer the uniformity of it.
So here's my thing is if the crust is too thin to support a pie slice, you have to
Right.
square cut it.
I'm going to say if the crust is too thin on a round pizza to support the slice, I'm asking for my money back.
Ugh. I enjoy a thin crust because I've had pizzas that the crust was a normal size crust or like a normal thickness crust, and it was burnt toppings, raw dough in the middle.
Yo, yeah, I get you, but come
Eh,
on, that's on that place.
but it happens enough, and there's too much bread. I fill up on the fucking bread of the
Yeah,
pizza.
look, I don't love the bread. Okay,
Ugh.
I'll say I don't love a fuckload of bread. I'm not like, you know, I'm not an animal out here.
Right. I
But it needs a little bit. I had a thin crust maybe a few days ago,
mhm.
and that shit was so thin. It was like eating a pizza cracker. That shit is off the menu, by the way. Shit. It needs something. It's not a pizza.
Yeah.
A,
There
a pizza needs three ingredients, right? It needs bread, it needs sauce, and it needs cheese. Or
mhm.
well, or maybe it doesn't need cheese. I don't know. But fuck, it needs bread. It doesn't need a cracker. A flatbread pizza is a quesadilla, and a different. That's a different cuisine altogether.
So I was there's a whole series of events that led me to this. But there's so I looked up the place that I used to go to in high school and get the only place it like locally it was one of the only places I had ever seen strombolis made this way.
Right.
Um and I remember going to this place, and it's been a long-standing place. They have been flooded out many times because there's a canal system that runs through there. Um, but a
Right.
dude I went to high school with just bought this uh this long-standing uh cafe that did pizzas and stromboli, and you used to go to Clay's
Mm.
and do all this stuff. Well, Clay's was another one of those places that had just like a food that I've never found anywhere else. But Josh was this kid that played sax in marching band, and he was the only like openly out gay kid that I really
Right.
knew in high school. And he bought Clay's Cafe.
Oh wow.
And he's also a flight attendant and a real estate agent and all this stuff. Well, Like this is absolutely fucking crazy to me. Uh like I'm just having this moment going down memory lane. So my brother will know like all these places, and anybody that knows where I kind of grew up. Um like food in Ohio is just slightly different than everywhere else in the world, it feels like.
Not the only thing.
Uh it's so fucking weird. I never expected that.
Can I
I
go down to Can I go down to Ohio and start a pizza place called Hawthorne Slice?
Oh my god, get the fuck out of here. Oh my god. Uh but yeah, no, so I controversial, yeah, brave opinion for me is that if it's a flatbread or it can't support the weight of your pizza because your pizza is too large, pie cut or square cut that bitch. Otherwise, pie cut.
Okay.
Moving on from my opinions.
Hot take. I went to Venice this year, as people will know. Hot take. Pizza. You know, people like pizza in Italy. It's going to be great. Venice had some of the worst pizza I've ever eaten in my life, quite consistently.
I was gonna say, I feel like Italians either love pizza or hate pizza, and they treat it accordingly.
Pizza's safe, and Venice is not safe. So don't order it.
Fair.
Especially that shit is bready as fuck.
Ugh.
It's like bread before like everything else.
God.
In fact, like food in Venice, I have been all over Italy, from Rome to Naples to Sicily to Pompeii to Florence, Venice. Venice. Always eat well in Italy. Food capital. It's the global cuisine, Italian food, right?
Mm-hmm.
Food in Venice sucked. It was like the most disappointing thing was arriving in Venice, this most beautiful place. I cannot wait to have a meal. I had one memorably good meal the whole time I was there.
Oh.
And that, you know, when you are someone seasoned in going to Italy quite regularly, you know that that is a big part of the trip is how good the food is. Venice, absolute dog shit. And I think I shared that photo with you of me and Mrs. Knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
We had the most beautiful meal out by the canal. Oh my god, so good. But jeez, most disappointing. Most disappointing.
That sucks. Well,
yeah. So Venetians, fuck you. Undercooked.
Well, I'm gonna knock this guest question out of the way.
I did not expect that to have the legs it had. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. We're gonna circle back to the podcast, and then we're gonna get back into the chaos. So,
right.
ADHD toaster or bread-based appliance, as he is in Discord, asks, what are you both looking forward to the most this season? Any special events, celebrity guest appearances that Druid knows? Is Mick finally coming on the podcast?
Mick?
I asked him the same. I went, Mick? And he went, Jagger? Duh.
He's already fucking here. Why don't you shut your mouth?
I mean,
fucking, he's already unwillingly made, and we've already talked about it. Right? He's been here the whole time. Fucking listen to fatty Robert Johnson. Oh, I love it.
No, I mean, so what are you looking forward to the most this season?
So first things first, let's get this out of the way. We took time off.
Mm-hmm.
we haven't taken that much time off. Few weeks.
Yeah.
Few weeks. I'm looking forward to getting back. I love doing it. I love having that time out in my week where we just throw down, chill out, get to know people. I look forward to that being part of my schedule, and we didn't cut it out for long, and it's amazing just knowing you've not got that coming up. We've got to rest it up now and again.
Yeah,
we have to. It'll get stale for you. It'll get stale for us. But not having that shit in my calendar, then that I missed it, and I look forward to looking forward to it again. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And I can't say what I look. We don't know what's coming yet. We don't have like a grand plan for this shit. If you told me when we started season 2, if you told me we'd have someone like Roy Malloy on,
right?
I would have said that's what I was looking forward to, but I didn't know that was coming. So I look forward to that moment where that thing that I don't expect. Every season we get it, something that I don't expect happens. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to any amount of chaos and shenanigans and jokes that we get to create. I'm hoping that within the next 4 months I'm putting my feet on British soil. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I don't know if financially I can swing it just yet, but like that's something that I'm desperately like fucking ready for.
Yeah, honestly, we don't know if it's happening in season 3. We don't know when yet. We said at the time, because I think, was it season 1 we were still talking about this?
We joked and we referenced literally after our first couple episodes recording those. I was looking up the cost of taking the trip, like just for shits and gigs, and now because it was December, so it was early stages of season 2, I think.
Yeah. In fact, I think we spoke about the fact that we reached that goal that we were going to do it and spoke in between and then spoke about it maybe on the first episode.
Yeah. Just
Or
because.
certainly, if not, because we recorded that out of sequence, certainly it was the first recorded episode we were talking about that.
Yeah. Because I mean, I've made some large financial moves for myself this year. And I had to get myself right before I could even justify planning a trip to the fucking, across the pond, as it were. But, I mean, I'm excited for that whenever it happens, but we also have another live episode that we have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'll be coming, I guess, fairly soon.
Yeah. We're, and to give the listeners, as long as this comes out in time, we're doing a live telethon, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you pop in a Discord, you can either pop in a Discord or submit a written question, and you just ask us questions. We talk about whatever, and that's what we're, that's something that's coming. Trust me, it is not lost that we were gonna do this. So
yeah. That 100%. Like, look, these things have been stretch goals in a like charity events and subathons, and you guys have put your money towards it. Look, I wish we could do everything tomorrow straight away, but like with Ginger and I, there's just that. There's a time difference. There's always different factors. There's so much moving in our lives. Like, it's coming, but just bear with us. We thank you for the support. but it's coming. It is coming.
Well, and I think people understand that as smaller creators who aren't, I run a small business in my streaming, YouTube, podcasting, all of
Mhm.
this. For me, this is a small business and it is multiple revenue streams that I have to manage, figure out taxes for. I've got to
Yeah.
pay out Druid. I've got to pay invoices for services that I get done. Because, like, the Patreon money and the merch money, we split it. It doesn't just come to me. It doesn't just go to him. We split it.
Yeah, 100%. Down the middle as well.
It's 50-50 and, we don't, we're very... I try to be very open and transparent about stuff, but, like, I'm managing my own finances. I'm managing stream expenses. I'm managing work stuff. Like, it's a lot. And I'm not someone like a Ludwig who's just got sponsors just fucking knocking at the door and, is getting, hundreds of dollars tipped to him every stream just for, people wanting a bit of attention or to see their name pop across the stream. Like, that's, we're just not there. So just an impromptu trip that takes a lot of money and planning.
Yeah, and gosh, we've been at this a year. We're obviously we're good friends, and just you guys are giving us the opportunity by donating that money to keep those interactions going. One day meeting each other, which I can't wait. I mean, at this point, most of the year, at least once a week, we're here for hours doing this. If you at home want to make that happen a little bit more, we're not asking for the world. We're not asking for anything. You don't have to give us anything. We do this because we love it. And if it becomes anything other than that, I think something would be lost in that.
Yep.
But if you want to help that happen quicker, there's things you can do. You can go onto Patreon. You can buy some merch. It all goes to getting us quicker. Yeah. Even if it's not going into a pot for the podcast where we're saving up podcast money, it makes us feel like a bit more financially comfortable and a bit more able to like start having some of that, like, more disposable income. But please don't feel that you've got to give us money.
Well, give me enough money that when I get over there, I can buy 2 White Claws and I can make him shotgun a White Claw with me.
I won't take that much cajoling to do that. It's absolutely fun.
But no, I mean, it's the in-person, absolutely. It's something that I literally sit and I think about. And I actually have people in my life who go, "So when are you going?"
Really?
Yeah. I have people who are so excited for me and they want to live vicariously through me. And I'm like, man, I don't know.
I think it's only right we do a little video when it happens.
Oh, absolutely.
We got to do a little video diary of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be like, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for our telethon. I'm excited just the list of guests, potential guests, and the just knowing kind of who we are and what we do and the folks that we know. There's so many possibilities for so much chaos. And I, for one, am so fucking ready for it.
Yeah, it's always a blast. As for the part of the question that it refers to me bringing in celebrity guests, no. I don't know any permanent. We made a big hoo-ha about Roy Malloy coming on. Where do you think my address book is going after that?
See, I think it was more of this. That was more of a setup for the Mick.
The Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
The Mick Jagger. Which celebrity guest will I bring on? And I'm like, here's Gilbert Gottfried on the podcast.
Oh, fuck.
I'm dead, but I still made it to GingerTalks.
Oh my god.
Who else could we have on? Hello, I'm Tiger Waititi, and this is GingerTalks podcast.
Oh god.
Hello, I'm Christian Bale, and this is the GingerTalks podcast.
Dude, I feel like Christian Bale would be just the weirdest. Think about it. That man is a fucking character actor. He's a method actor.
Yeah, but he you know, when people get to that point of method acting, right, that it feels like they were born in like a capsule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you watch him talk about being on Thor: Love and Thunder, and you can just see behind his eyes he's going, I can't believe I've done another one of these shit movies again.
See, my fear.
But then he was the only good thing I loved about that film, by the way.
See, my big fear is a method actor who is preparing for a really fucking psychotic role.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I mean, full Jared Leto, Joker, like Joaquin Phoenix, like it just the fucking off the deep end, like American Psycho. Like I can't. I fucking can't.
Yeah, like what are they doing when they're like ordering at restaurants? Are they just being like complete fucking asshats? I'm wondering if it's just like after a point it just becomes an excuse to be a dickhead.
Well, see,
and get away with it. I was just methoding, babe.
I don't think they're ordering at restaurants for themselves. I think somebody is ordering
fair enough.
for them.
Yeah, but how are they treating that person?
Oh, the
like
assistants
shit, right?
and stuff, they have to be compensated super well to deal with all that.
Yeah, right. So, right. Side question.
What?
You're a PA for a major Hollywood film company.
Mm-hmm.
Which method actor assignment do you want to take on the least? So you've got to like PA an A-list star who's method acting for a film. Which star are you least looking forward to? Who don't you want to call? Who's on your like fucking porn actor no list?
Shia LaBeouf.
Is he a method actor?
Yes. He's so fucking method. What was it that there was that fucking war movie he was in?
No, he's not. What do you method actor for fucking Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull and fucking Even Stevens? What a dickhead.
No, he's method as fuck. So in Fury, he literally ripped out his own fucking tooth and didn't shower for months.
Oh my god!
Like,
do you know what? I'm PAing for Shia LaBeouf and he's ripping his tooth out in front of me. I'm like, all right, well, guess it. Like I'm method acting as Michael Caine as Alfred. And I'm going like, you know, when in the Christopher Nolan Batman films when Alfred's just like done with his shit and he's like, Shia LaBeouf's ripping out his tooth and I'm just going, well, sir, I guess it'll be the fucking squeezy cheese today, will it?
Dude, I don't know. Like, there's a thing where, like, I won't, if I don't have to, I'm not going to get paid there's not a dollar amount that I can tell you that makes me go, yes, I will pick up the tooth you just ripped out from your head and the bloody gauze from, like, no,
Mm, yeah.
no.
Okay. Fair. Yeah. Fair enough.
Like, the everything that goes along with it, I'm good, fam. Thanks. Like, I'm not. So,
Mm. You say no to share.
yeah, I'll take
He's-
Christian Bale. I'll take Jared Leto. I'll take, because Leto is like off the rails, but Shia LaBeouf is permanently altering his fucking body.
Yeah, but so is Christian Bale. I mean, that's not fair.
But
You've
Bale,
seen The Machinist, and then he did
yes,
fucking Vice. I mean,
but I'm not cleaning up parts of him.
yeah, but what about Jared Leto sending like what did he send to Will Smith when they did
Uh
the fucking
I know he was
Suicide
sending
Squad?
like condoms filled with jizz and shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Like, look, come on. And like, what's he doing to his PA?
dude, I bet you he's probably doing that by himself.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what is he doing to his PA? He's sending Will Smith a condom full of his own semen.
Oh yeah. But
Yo, what's he doing to the guy that gets his coffee?
I I think that Jared Leto is going to be doing that shit on his own or having his fucking his cult do it for
Yeah,
him,
yeah. You
not
remember
his PA. He's
yeah.
not paying someone to do it. He's got
I think
his cult.
He's got someone like bringing his coffee. He has
Yep.
some push mode in that shit.
Yes.
I think he's treating that person like shit anyway.
Yep.
At least Christian Bale is only doing it when he's in character.
Yep.
Shia LaBeouf, he's a piece of shit anyway as well.
He's not as bad as fucking Ezra Miller though. So
Yeah, but like, come on. I mean,
yeah.
like, yo, what the fuck is that? I mean,
Right.
as yo, let's not even talk about it.
Oh god, I can't.
uh,
But like
yeah,
it's I think Shia LaBeouf is one of those actors who, because it was top to bottom. He was, from the point he started preparing for a role until the role was done, he was in character at home,
yeah,
like
yeah. But
everywhere.
that is what method is, right? So if you were working with Robert De Niro on Raging Bull, you were dealing with Jake LaMotta, for example.
Right.
Uh,
But
but I almost think what about that Jim Carrey and Andy Kaufman?
I
Right? Have
could
you seen that Have you seen that documentary?
I haven't, no.
Jim and Andy. Well, he had gotten so into being Andy Kaufman and was so like him that as a therapy exercise, they brought Andy Kaufman's family to come and meet him
Oh,
and have a conversation with him, and they treated it as if they were talking to like their dead father.
oh wow.
And he watch the documentary Jim and Andy. It's on Netflix. It's
Yeah.
Jim Carrey method acted, and this is why I'm thinking because Jim Carrey had never method acted before that,
Mhm.
and the performance is brilliant. He does embody Andy Kaufman. There is no doubt about it. But this makes me think the worst person to PA for like method acting is someone doing it for the first time. So it's someone that hasn't done it before,
Mm.
that does it to the point where they don't know they don't know the limit, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the worst person to PA for that would be like Pete Davidson. And he's like method acting, being like someone on Wall Street or something.
Well, the
And you know what I mean? And he's just trying it for the first time, and he can see how much he's getting away with because he's method acting.
see, I still stick with mine, and there's a reason that I haven't brought up It's because Shia LaBeouf's mental health cannot handle method acting. It
That
doesn't
is true.
end at cut. It ends 2 movies later.
Yeah. And I really implore you to watch this documentary about Jim Carrey now after hearing this, because that was what he did. It just went too far, right?
Yeah. So I mean, like, that's my that
Or my pick is Logan Paul being cast in the movie where he's playing Chris Benoit.
oh fuck, dude. Oh God.
What a horrific choice.
Very much
Moving
so.
on,
Moving
anyway,
on.
because yeah,
But no, I
it's
think
your question, not mine.
the I'm excited for this new season of the podcast. I think we're gonna have crazy conversations like we just fucking had. And it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be
We still got
good.
it.
Yeah. So
I think we should move on though, because we've got a
yes.
bunch more and time is not on our side.
Yes. So I'm gonna grab one from another patron, Star Sundance. Plaid or paisley? Plaid.
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 I did own a paisley shirt once, because when I because I was making psychedelic music, I remember buying a paisley shirt, and I remember it came in the mail, and I was thinking how cool it was going to look on me. And I'm someone that's been wearing plaid since fucking like the womb, and I had a checkered birth.
I mean, fair.
When I put that paisley shirt on, I look like a dickhead. I'm sorry. I look like it just made me look like a 40-year-old man going on a first date. And I was 19, so it's plaid. Plaid's timeless, right?
Yeah, plaid fits that like kind of grungy, punky, metally feel and look that I exude. And
Yeah,
I've always
yeah.
been a plaid person. Paisley, I think executed correctly is phenomenal, but paisley is not something that I'm like, yes, let me go grab my paisley shirt and my paisley hanky, and like it's just
It
not
was
me.
honestly quickest refund I've ever made. Fuck me. I had all these ideas about how I was going to look like I was bringing back the British invasion, and I was. It was a different kind of. It was a fashion crime invasion. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Quickest answer. Yeah.
We're gonna grab one from Xenos. What is the one TV show / series that is your guilty pleasure that if anyone knew you watched would surprise everyone?
Honestly, I find this hard to answer now because we talk about TV so much.
I think traditionally for you, it would have been like a Marvel series, but
I've given them a go. I like Loki. There's stuff to admire there, but like it, would I call it a guilty pleasure? No, because when it's fucking good, it's good. But I understand that when it's trash, and it's just it's 75% trash, guys. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I watched Thor: Love and Thunder. It was trash. It doesn't help I don't like Guns N' Roses, and that was all over that film. And also, it was dumb.
Well,
yeah, it was a dumb movie. The critics agree with me, and Marvel's taking a bit of a fucking. It's. I'm worried that we're just as I'm like getting on board with it, we're starting to see like a slow death in front of us. But that's not answering the question, so I'll have to think. Something that Mrs. Knowledge got me watching, and I found myself not hating as much as I thought I would hate it. So this is like faint praise, isn't it? but I did not hate the Netflix drama series Virgin River.
I
Have you
haven't
heard of
seen
that?
that. I've heard of it, but
Oh my god! It's a soap opera. It's so dumb.
oh, that's
But I just
fantastic.
here was the thing about it is that it's about dumb shit. The dumbest thing about Virgin River is that there's one, it's mostly about love and relationships, but these shows, they can't just be about that. So there's
Mm-hmm.
like a danger crime element in this. It's set in a small town. It's meant to be in America, but I believe it's shot in Canada
I mean,
on
yeah.
on some very picturesque lakes. It's about people, beautiful people falling in love with each other, la di da di da. But it has this ridiculous crime element, the danger in the small town, and I would flip out because the danger crime element. It's a weed farm. I'm like, bruh, why are we worrying about a weed farm in 2022? That's bizarre. But yeah, I guess that was it. Virgin River, surprisingly, I remember Mrs. Knowledge put it on, and she was like, "You're gonna hate this, but you're staying with me now, and we're watching what I want to watch," which is like, fair enough.
Right.
We can do that. Um, but then I found myself maybe I was in I folded my arms and went I refused to watch this for the first 3 episodes, and then I found myself by maybe the fourth going like, I hope Doc and the mayor get together. I'm like, what is up with me? And I became strangely gripped by Virgin River on Netflix.
Oh,
It's
it's
fucking awful, and I know. Would I say I like it? It's a cop out answer because I don't even really think it's very good, or would say I like it, but I was gripped by it for like a period of a few days where we binged it.
I'm actively looking through my Netflix to try to find something, and there's only a couple things that jump out to me.
Mm.
Um but they might not as too. Like I don't know. But there's two shows that uh kind of sit there for me, and it's the show on Netflix called Cheer, and then
Yeah, not
Dancing
heard of that.
Queen. So Cheer is about a small Texas school that um is competing for world championship
What,
cheering.
cheerleading?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And then there's another one called Dancing Queen, which is actually, when you read the synopsis, you go, "Oh yeah, that's totally up her alley," but it involves dancing. But it's actually a world famous drag queen who owns and teaches there, and like has a dancing school in, again, Texas, competing for championships and shit like that.
This is
Um,
not a guilty pleasure, by the way. This is just pleasure.
but like I've watched both seasons of Cheer and was super into it. Like that's
Right,
something that like most people would never guess that I'm sitting here watching Cheer.
right, right.
So, I mean, I feel like it would surprise people, but then again it wouldn't, because I'm pretty open and honest about stuff that I watch.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because it's like we talk about this stuff quite a lot.
Mhm.
Trying to think what else. What else? I'm
I'm
sure I like
actually
some just cornball shit.
I'm looking
Like
at my fucking like YouTube watch history even, cuz watch and listen to more
well,
YouTube than anything else.
yeah, that's where like the real guilt comes out for me.
Um I watch an absurd. I listen to a lot of drama channels on YouTube talking about things that involve my industry. I don't give a shit about family channels. I don't give a shit about most of that, but like, you know, oh, this this YouTuber has done X thing that's really fucking stupid. Don't fucking do this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Honest to God, you know, straight watchable, but also cancerous to the form.
Mm-hmm.
Because you remember when all this shit started, right? We're old enough to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when it was just like, it wasn't an innocent place because the internet used to be like a wild west where videos of people dying would just appear on your screen like left, right, and center or
Yeah.
some shit. But then when YouTubers started to like grow prominence, nobody was stepping on each other's toes, and I think somewhere around like maybe 2012 or like between 2012 and 2014, it began to become something where they realized that it was its own thing and they could start commenting on themselves, which
Mm-hmm.
ironically, this is what we're doing now. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But, yo, some channels just deal in talking about the drama,
Yeah. I
reacting to the drama. Yo, that is a guilty pleasure because shit. It's like the worst elements of high school for
well,
me.
so here's something that some people may not know. People will know from my Twitch channel if they've been around for a while. I I used to uh or a lot, like a lot of time spent watching uh fucking um makeup videos. I can do
Right.
a full face of makeup and I know all these different tips and tricks and all these different things.
Did not know that.
Mhm.
Still learning
Um
about each other a year on. This is beautiful.
I have a I've actually done my roommate's makeup for big comedy shows. Done her hair or helped do her
Wow.
hair, uh ironed her dress, done her makeup, given her jewelry. Like that is something that I'm actually fairly decent. I have probably $400 worth of makeup sitting in my bathroom right now.
Wow.
So, I would say that that's more of because I do guilty pleasure watch makeup stuff still from time to time. So,
Right.
I'd say that would be it for me.
Yeah, well, if we're going to go into YouTube, I mean, don't even start. Just
I'm
like everything on the fucking app.
gonna say my channel. Oh my god.
Except for Ginger Snaps' channel. I love that channel.
It's dog shit. Don't look it up.
Look it up. It's not dog shit. I do not feel guilty when I watch it. Apart from all the other videos, I feel super guilty. Okay.
uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that would be it because I'm pretty open about the fact that I watch a lot of content that
Yeah.
revolves around streamers and streaming and
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Now if we're bringing that into it, for me, it's anything to do with gaming because, like, I watch a shit ton of gaming shit for someone that doesn't really play that much anymore. And I was heavy into gaming, man. Like, I know my shit. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, why is it like I'm so transfixed on watching people talk about like fucking Fallout for 4 hours?
Now, see, before
It's
I
a time
had
sink. All right.
but before I had the faculties to and the facilities and stuff to play video games consistently, all I did was watch gaming YouTube.
All right. All right. Yeah.
That's how I learned about new games. I learned the stories. I got, into different games and that's how I've picked up tips and tricks when I go back and play the game that I saw a YouTuber play years ago that I fell in love with the story of that has shaped some of my choices and some of my pathing and some of these like story-based games and stuff. So,
Yeah.
you were just
Look,
now in an industry that's so much about gaming that you maybe don't seek it out as much.
I get that. I don't have the time. I'd rather do this,
Right.
right? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe I'll get the bug when I do that stream myself. Maybe I'll enjoy that.
Mm.
But fuck, man, there's just nothing getting me excited with games at the moment. It just seems like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting sold down the river. The AAA games are just not doing it for me. I kind of wanted to play Elden Ring, but then I realized here's the thing with games right now is that making interesting AAA titles, the thing that seems to make them interesting is that they're inaccessible.
Yeah.
We need a different set of parameters for making that shit interesting.
Dude, your indie games and your non AAAs, that is where all the good shit is right now.
I get that, but
It just sucks.
yo, come on, stop. It's the biggest media industry in the world right now. Let's stop trading off the consumer because there's just shit games coming in and they're just not finished.
Right. Yeah. That's why I stay away from so many early access games because there's no guarantee that they will ever be finished.
Yeah.
I don't because there was a game that I was playing that I didn't realize was early access, and then all of a sudden there's nothing else for it. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And it was just there was no more story, there's no more nothing. And I went and I looked back and it had initially been released like 3 years prior and was still in early access. There was no full release.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude.
Come on. Yeah, we're getting they're mocking us now, guys. I'm telling you, this is part of it as well. I just think the industry is just not in the right place right now.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah, fuck it. This is not the question we were asked, so yeah. Cheers.
Nah, but Xenos, I hope that gives you a variety of answers to your question.
Yeah. Hope that clears that up for you, buddy.
Right. So I think we got
and
time.
I know Xenos is a Star Trek fan, and I just think Star Trek Enterprise is trash. There you go, Xenos.
Oh,
bye.
Shit.
No, it is. I love Star Trek, so I'm glad.
I think we got time for about one more.
Cool.
So I'm gonna grab one from Andy. Real Andy DeSeal. If you were forced to have one horror killer on your team while the rest try to kill you, who do you pick as your teammate? And he gave us a list. So we've got Freddy, Jason, Mike Myers, Candyman, Pennywise, The Thing, Pinhead, and Samara.
So this is a Dead by Daylight question.
No, actually, because
it's not.
There's people in here who aren't.
So I can choose any of those to be on my team.
Any of them are. You get to pick one that's on your team. The rest are trying to kill you.
Right. So who have we got?
So we've got Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, Candyman, Pennywise, The Thing, Pinhead, and Samara.
So I don't see why we want Freddie Mercury in there. Dale! Because he can work a crowd and get the rest to sing along. Dale, dear Dale!
Freddy Krueger, you shit.
That guy. Wow. Shit. I don't fucking know. Jason?
Okay.
Yeah, I quite like Jason in that fight. Jason beat Freddy in Freddy vs. Jason, if I remember right.
I think so.
Pinhead is just come on, dude. Fucking go join Rammstein, for fuck's sake. Who else we got there? Mike Myers you're wearing a William Shatner mask.
I mean, yeah, a melted Shatner mask. But
Yeah, you twat.
I think he's my pick, honestly, though.
Really? Because
Yeah.
he was the first. He was the first slasher.
No.
We're missing. I think we're missing Leatherface.
But see, it's the entire family with
Yeah,
Leatherface.
yeah, with Leatherface though, and this is why if I had the option to cheat code Konami code Leatherface into this question, I would choose Leatherface, and that is not the whole family, and I'll tell you why. It's because I've seen films with, if not all, most of these characters, and they're schlocky and fun and not deadly. They're deadly, but like, you know what I mean? It's schlock.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's fun slasher shit. The first Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not a very fun movie.
Mm-mm.
It's quite a disturbing and scary movie. So I think I would choose Leatherface because he would give all of these like fake nightmare monsters a red ass as like he went after them with his genuine terror.
Yeah, I don't know. The one that I noticed wasn't on here is a Ghostface. Scream.
Yeah,
But
and Chucky.
Chucky
He
absolutely
deserves
not
it.
stomp that little bitch into the ground.
Come on, what?
I have a deep hatred for dolls and like mannequins and stuff.
That's why you need him on your team, so he's not against you.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm backing off now. I'm Homer. You know that Homer Simpson into the hedge.
Man, you haven't seen it, but I've played a video game where it's literally I have to walk through a valley of doll heads, and
All right.
that was just that was too much.
Yeah,
I
dolls
almost
suck.
had to stop the game. Fuck it, but
I have
Chucky,
I have the same fear of Funko Pops.
really.
Not genuinely. Not like
Ugh.
I've got one, and it was
Mhm.
gifted to me. It's the Big Lebowski.
Oh, okay.
But like, fuck,
Yeah.
Goku Super Saiyan 4 Battle Ravaged. Now that scares me.
But I still think I think I still like my answer of Michael. Jason, it's a dude in a machete or dude with a machete who
Yeah,
isn't sneaky. He's not like
that's what I love about him, though. I know exactly where he's coming from, darling.
but I want Michael to stalk his ass and just fucking destroy him.
Can I just share with you
Oh no.
the scariest thing I've ever seen, and it's in my bedroom right now.
Oh no.
I would take this guy out. So I'm trying to get a good photo of him. Maybe I'll lift him up because the floor of my bedroom's such a mess right now. I don't want you to see it. I'm gonna lift him up. So for my birthday one year, I got a gift of a small metal dog for the garden, and this might not work then. A small metal dog that you can put in your garden,
Okay.
and I named him Kevin. And I just want to say that Kevin is the single. Why it was Mrs. Knowledge's fucking brother got it for me. Like the first year that I knew him, and I can't think for the life of me why anyone would get me a small metal dog for the garden. And I'm going to tell you now, this from like a gardening store or something. This object is the fucking scariest thing I've seen in my life. I hate it. And I've still
Oh.
got it because I can't get rid of it because Mrs. Knowledge's fucking brother got it for me.
Right.
He He has the deadest eyes. You don't understand.
No.
He is my pick. And I'm
Oh.
sorry if Mrs. Knowledge, if your brother is listening, which I hope he's not. Honest to God, if he's listened this far in, I mean, like, I'll see you in the divorce. Yo, this is what I'm taking. I'm taking Kevin, man.
I just love that his name is Kevin.
What else was I going to call him?
I don't know. Kevins aren't really that intimidating to me most of the time.
Yeah, but that's why he's dangerous, because you don't know. It's like, Kevin's coming.
Right.
You don't know. You don't. Do you see my point? You don't know that he's dangerous. Kevin's coming. Mike Myers made the Love Guru, for fuck's sake.
Not that Mike Myers, you
Ah,
shit.
yeah, baby, really good. This is pathetic podcasting. I'm trying so
Oh my god.
to get a photo of Kevin. Like, my phone doesn't want to take a photo of him. He's that awful.
Oh god.
It just won't let me. Why won't it let me? It just won't let me. Oh, we need to, like, delete some files. It's like it doesn't want it.
That's fucking weird. Your phone knows.
Yo, dude, it's I hate him. And do you know what? I don't know what to do with it because I can't throw it out, so I keep it in my room.
That's almost more terrifying.
Yeah, so I've had it where, like, I've maybe been, like, slightly chemically altered. And Kevin is just at the end of my fucking bed. And I've literally had, like, I've shit myself.
Oh god.
It's never going to live up to expectations. I can't take my phone, like, craps out when I'm trying.
So it's
Do you know what's
got
funny?
it.
Do you know what's funny is that, like, he like wiggles as well. When you try and move him, he, like, wiggles, and it's like he's literally, like, wiggling while I'm trying to take a photo of him, and maybe that's the problem.
Oh god.
Right. Come on. The fuck? This is bad audio, by the way. But, like, I've got to that point. You know when you get to that point where you're, like, so determined.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Kevin. Come on, boy.
Oh.
It's just not. I'm gonna have to give up at some point, right?
Right.
Why? Why? Look what he's done.
It broke everything.
Honest to God. What the fuck? Can we? All right, we'll move on. I'll send you this photo, like, another time.
Yes. But yeah, no, I'm taking Michael Myers with his melty Shatner mask and riding that stallion into battle. I don't know why I said it that way, but I did, and I'm just gonna commit. But
I love that.
no, I think this has been this is what I expected our chaotic return to the podcast to be.
I'm gonna level it out there to all our listeners and say that this has been one of my favourite ones of just you and I, which bodes well. It bodes well for season 3.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely, what I fucking needed.
Absolutely. I've everyone at home will be glad to know that I've actually managed to do it and take the photo of Kevin.
Oh shit.
So, hey, can I get this to you before this becomes annoying? That's the question. Keep talking.
But no, I'm excited for the start of season 3. I'm excited for the chaos and the shenanigans that are coming.
Absolutely.
And you know, we're gonna jump back into it and just keep rolling with everything. I want to take a moment, totally not stalling for time for Druid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Thank
want
you.
to take a moment and really thank our patrons. Um, Toast, Red, Lava, Scott, Shefta, Tim, and Star. Like, really, guys, you guys are phenomenal. Everybody
Yeah,
who's bought
they
merch,
keep us fucking going. I'll tell you that.
yeah, like you guys supporting us, financially is huge, but you guys also listen and you guys, crack jokes and you hang out and it means a lot. Um I know Lava is working with me on trying to give us some new things for you patrons and people who listen on the YouTube. Like
Yeah.
there's, we're working. I'm working on a bunch of stuff behind the scenes and it truly does not go unnoticed. And we absolutely adore you guys.
With impunity, may I just say,
Mm.
absolutely. Uh, it baffles me that anyone listens to this shit
Right,
as much as they do.
right.
Yeah.
And to those of you guys who have bought merch and sent in pictures, I actually have one that you haven't seen, Druid, that I have to
Oh,
find.
really? Oh,
Hmm.
please,
I gotta find
please.
it. Um, so I've seen photos of our shirts on Humans, and it's just fucking insane to me. Leah and
It
Andy.
blows my mind,
Yeah,
honestly.
here we go. But it's uh it's definitely like I know I like we both fucking appreciate that kind of shit and people like buying our merch and then sending us photos like
Yeah, seriously, the coolest. I want to see it all.
yeah,
Honestly, if you own the merch, you've not sent us a photo. Oh my god, look at this!
it's
It makes me
Leah,
so happy.
yeah, Leah and Andy and Star and
Again,
Scott and Puke Joe, like all of you guys, Project Dog, absolutely love it.
yeah, and I guess I guess that's all she wrote. We're gonna have to see Kevin off air.
uh
I mean, he's there. Just doesn't want to make himself that known.
uh
For what? Yo, and if that's not adding to the mythos of who that dude is, I don't know what the fuck is.
mhm.
Oh no, he's sending. Yeah.
Yes.
No. Failed to send message. What?
No.
Kevin is like fucking me on every possible plane. This is bizarre, guys.
Oh no.
Ah,
Fuck.
all right. Okay.
Well,
That's Ginger.
uh but guys, thank you so much everybody who's bought merch. People who visit the website because guess what? People actually click on the fucking website that I made.
I love that. Who goes to www. fucking anything?
Dude. GingerTalksPodcast.com.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I love it. I fucking love it. So, guys, thank you for all of the support and, you know, happy that you guys are coming along for this crazy ride.
And that it is. I mean, honest to God, like we're a year in, and it has it for you at any point ever felt hinged? Because for me, it hasn't.
No, this has been a phenomenal wild ride. And I can't imagine better folks between you and our guests. I can't imagine better
100%.
folks to
100%.
run this gambit with.
I like that.
So, but with that, I guess we're gonna wrap up the first episode of season 3.
We're here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jeez.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much, and want you guys to have a good one, and we will see you in the next one.
Yeah. Bye bye. Oh wait,
Bye.
Ginger, what's that? What's that?
What? Oh
What's that in
God.
your, what's that in your inbox? It's the only way I can do it.
Is this? Oh.